Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are on Unit 7, Section 3. We're going to talk about Hadith from a Hadith An-Nawawi, his collection of 40 Hadith. We're going to look at Hadiths number 16, 17, and 18, inshallah. First up, we're going to look at number 16. And this hadith is narrated by Abu Huraira radiallahu anhu, and we've studied him before. He is the number one hadith narrator amongst the Sahaba. He narrated more hadith than anyone else. So he comes up a lot during our hadith portion. Also, we have the collector for this hadith is Imam Bukhari rahimahullah. We know that he was his collection of hadith is the most authentic collection of a hadith that we have. So the hadith begins with, it's translated as, this man comes to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he says to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, give me advice or counsel me. And so the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says to him, don't get angry, right? La takhda, don't get angry, don't become angry. And so the man repeats his request, okay, give me some more advice. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells him again, don't get angry, don't become angry. And he keeps doing this several times, repeating the same advice. Don't get angry. Don't become angry. And so what we learn from this hadith is the importance of controlling our anger. There are times when it's okay to get angry. There are times when you're supposed to get angry. And that's for the sake of Allah. And usually the biggest thing that would be for the sake of Allah is for justice, right? So it's good to become angry when you see some injustice. But the anger has to be channeled in a positive way. And so this hadith reminds us how important it is to control our anger, because the Prophet ﷺ kept emphasizing that and kept repeating that again and again, because you have to be able to control our anger. Anger causes so many negative side effects if it gets out of control. Right? It causes us to maybe say or do things that we don't mean. It could cause us to do some great sin. We could maybe disrespect our parents out of anger, and that's a major sin. We might hurt or harm another human being physically, get into a fight. We could say some hurtful things to people. We might even say something that's disrespectful to Allah, a'udhu billah, because of our anger. So it's really important that we're able to control our anger as we go through life. If we can control our anger, then everything else, inshallah, will go smooth for us throughout our life. And the other thing we learned from this hadith, that controlling our anger takes practice, right? And so the Prophet kept emphasizing, because you've got to do it again and again and again, you could say, right? It's like a reminder that we have to always keep controlling our anger, right? Because everybody can hold it in one time or hold back one time, but you have to keep doing it again and again and again to practice controlling that anger. Self-control needs exercise. Right? And there's a hadith related to this where the Prophet ﷺ talked about, he said, the strong person isn't the one who can overpower other people, right? Like physically, like you can't out-wrestle them. That's not what makes you a strong person. He said the strong person is the one who has control of themselves, right? Who can control their emotions, who can control their anger. So this is something that's really important, that we have this ability to control our anger, because it saves us from a lot of trouble, a lot of headache. Typically, if we have some problem that we're dealing with, getting angry just makes the problem worse or makes the situation worse. So if we get angry about something that is right to be angry about, like an injustice, we're supposed to channel that anger into a constructive, positive outcome, right? So maybe the anger makes us stand up for justice. Maybe it makes us, write a letter, or maybe it makes us go and speak out against injustice. Maybe that anger makes us even defend someone who's being harmed or being treated unjustly. But if the anger has to be for a good reason, and it has to be channeled into a positive, constructive behavior. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.